Okay, so my name is Sheldon. The head is big for a reason. This video is brought to you by what? Lemonade Finance. Now, last night, former President John Dramani Mahama addressed the nation on the state of the economy. Yes, and I do too go doing on Sunday. Country no be envelope, but these people, or then country no be letter, but these people just they address some left, right, center. Yes, they address everybody they want to address. So yes, former President Mahama addressed the nation. Now you people all know the economic situation within inside for the country, and so your man, I mean, them be the alternative, them the opposition. So me, I stated categorically yesterday, we don't want a situation whereby he go mount the stage, them start to politicize everything where they happen. This is something we all they go through. NDC people they bleed. MPP people they bleed, but the MPP people in government, I don't know if they are bleeding, but yes, it is what it is. So as I said, he did cool down, Sheldon. So he addressed the nation on the state of the economy. Now here are some things where your man talk where the speech he belong. It be close to 2 hours. I know if we break everything down, but here be some systems where I pick from the speech the former President John Dramani Mahama gave yesterday at the UPSA Auditorium. Now,
this is our land. This is our destiny. We're ready to move mountains to protect and build the Ghana that we want. Let us rise. Let us hold each other's hands. Let us put our shoulders and minds to the wheel. Let us protect and defend our democracy, and let us build the Ghana we want. We are in a crisis, and this is not a time for arrogant and insulting posturing. This is a time for listening. It's a time for utmost humility. And it's a time for honest contemplation. It is time to admit and accept where we have gone wrong. It is time to bring our suffering people together, to unite our people. It's a time to promote unity and seal the cracks. It's a time to demonstrate leadership and sacrifice. I mean genuine sacrifice. In the interest of our people, in the interest of our country and our children's future. Beans. Gobe. Those of you of the Gobe eaters, the Gobe Eaters Association. You are doing very well for Ghana. Because you are saving Ghana very important critical foreign exchange. Aside from the sugar, those who are also eating the Cocoa Eaters Association. Koshe and cocoa, apart from the sugar, you're also doing Ghana a good service. This way, we reduce demand for foreign currency, and we reduce the pressure on our currency and boost. The president must not only replace his finance minister, he must also reconstitute and take control of the economic management team himself. I've noted the recent draft motion of censure by the minority against the Minister of Finance and the recent rebellion of the G95, group of 95 majority members calling for the removal of the minister. I've also noted the statement by the majority leader, I think only yesterday, of a so-called compromise reached that the minister will leave after he has completed the budget and the IMF negotiations. I think this is untenable. Budget preparation and IMF negotiations are the results of teamwork. They are not the work of one individual. I fail to see how the absence of the minister will affect the preparation of the budget and the negotiations with the International Monetary Fund. There surely must be persons with the requisite experience in the MPP to carry on this work. After all, what happened to the mantra, "We have the men"? To the people of Ghana, I say the NDC and I fully understand and appreciate how serious today's situation is. This is because we are part of the Ghanaian community. We live together, we feel the suffering together. We know mothers and fathers are worried about the future of their children. Families with mortgages are deeply troubled and contemplating the future of their children, their homes and their children's education. Just as families who must pay rent in due course are wondering where the next rent advance is going to come through. We know farmers and elders of our community are struggling to survive. We know businessmen and women are mostly running at a loss, with only a few barely able to make ends meet. But let me assure you, you are not alone, and you will never be alone. Together we can save Ghana and build the Ghana we want. Regardless of how bad the situation is right now, I still have hope that we can turn things around. Wholeheartedly, I believe in the resilience of our people and the lengths we can go to secure a prosperous future for our families. I've had the privilege to work with some of the most brilliant Ghanaians, and I've personally seen how dedicated they are to our country and its future. My brothers and sisters, throughout our history, Ghana's darkest days have always been followed by its finest hours. We always mobilize when all hope seems lost. We always come together when nobody gives us a chance. We always turn things around for the better, regardless of how grave the situation is. Fighting spirit that we all share as Ghanaians will never leave us, despite the numerous attempts employed by many to break it. This is our land. This is our destiny. We're ready to move mountains to protect and build the Ghana that we want. Let us rise. Let us hold each other's hands. Let us put our shoulders and minds to the wheel. Let us protect and defend our democracy, and let us build the Ghana we want. As I conclude, let me state, and I agree with the President and wish to add my voice to his call on our armed forces and security services to remain loyal to the states and the Constitution. The current economic circumstances, though dire, do not give excuse for any acts that are unconstitutional. Working together as one people and using the levers of our Ghanaian constitution, we can turn the situation around. I thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
First one, your man commented on waste and corruption in this country. Waste and corruption. So according to Mr. John Dramani Mahama, Ghana, they lose what? 17 billion yearly to corruption. This be monies where what we go use for developmental projects. And if Ghana, according to him, Ghana, they lose what? 17 billion yearly to corruption. And according to him, 17 billion, billion, the government go doing things well, then avoid the wastage within them in government they do. They use that money for developmental projects. For projects we go through points say, this is from here, this is from here. So they tell the government say make them mitigate or limit the waste and corruption. That's for the corruption and waste in the massa. I don't think it's going to work because, yes, it is what it is, what they are saying. And so, yes, and also slash down what 3.1 billion expenditure by the office of the president. And wait, the office of the president, the expenditure for them alone was 3.1 billion. What money they do for the office of the president? Hey! So according to former President John Dramani Mahama, the office of the president, the expenditure be too much. 3.1 billion be too much. And we also don't know what they actually do. What I don't understand. What be the contribution? So, yeah, because 3.1 billion, what did they carry come? I don't understand. I don't understand. Where people will they spend that 3.1 billion on? You understand? So your man say make the slash down the 3.1 billion expenditure by the office of the president. And also what? Suspend non-essential what project. Or see what? There are some projects the government they undertake where it be non-essential. And that one they go plus some. I know what I'm mentioning because if I mention right now, they go talk say we are bonsam. There are some projects where it will go on in government way now, bro. If for not happen, it is not essential. It is not important. They add any value to anybody in life. So if we are looking at cutting cost, if we are looking at avoiding wastages, is there a way like wastages? Hey. But basically, that is what your man is saying. So he even cited example. He says, what? The All Africa Games that they can't happen. Yes, you say make the government put a hot one. So say we go try plan one and I so because you need I must say you could agro. I come you could agro. In also the government should suspend non-essential projects, which is very, very important. And I say revisit Operation Feed Yourself. And this country, bro, when himself matches there in the pipeline, we the important. We the import matches. Toothpaste, bro, if you create tomatoes, create imported. Tomatoes, no, they jollof, they import them. And former President John Dramani Mahama is saying, if we want to really, really build this economy, then we should revisit Operation Feed Yourself. We plant what we eat. And that is where agriculture will be very, very, very important. Or go be important. Because once it be very, very basic economic principle. If you import a lot of things, it be simple. The cedi where it struggle against the dollar, that will be the basic underlying factor. Your basic commodities are all imported. That is the problem. Imported. So if you don't revitalize the idea of Operation Feed Yourself now, that is where we are going to come. You are going to come in short, sorry. So it is very, very important. And so yes, that is another point your man raised. And he also said that the military stay loyal to the Constitution of Ghana. People on social media or some people, they advocate say coup for happen, then for move to the president, blah, 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 blah. On several occasions, I have said, I don't buy into that nonsense idea. You people don't know the consequences of what? Nah, bro. I have heard stories. I haven't lived in a coup d'etat era before, but I have heard stories, and it is not something that I would like to experience. And so when I hear people talk about the more, grow. You think if coup d'etat they are going to do, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm sorry. So him saying, he said the military, they should stay loyal to the Constitution of Ghana. Of course, it's very, very, very important. And so, yes. And he say what? He say whether the president they like him or not, he for sack the finance minister. So former President John Dramani Mahama is saying, he said, Nana Adodanko Kwadwo, whether you people are going to negotiate our lives with the IMF or not, he wants the finance minister sacked. That is what he's saying. So here are some of the pointers. Me personally, me pick from what he said yesterday. Overall, this is healthy for a democratic dispensation, or in a democratic dispensation. This be something, yes. And I'm happy to say, I mean, a bit of the speech there, it be overly politicized, but he, put out some measures, ways and means where we go come out of this. As to whether the president will take him or not, that won't be a problem. No be me, I advise him. I say. But this is what former President John Dramani Mahama said. As I said on Sunday, I do D2 they go. Be small. This one they address Beam Nation. This one they address Sack Nation. The country cast. Hey, good. But I love the one way. Your man talks say before eat what we dey grow. Your man gave shout outs to gobe eaters. Yes, gobenomics. Yeah, read this. Yeah, he say yeah, Charlie. We have to eat gobe. As he finished the speech, now somebody can post a picture of him eating jollof. And so what one catch see you could gobe, who could feel could eat jollof. It can't happen like that, but it is just one of those things. You understand? What? Maybe eat the gobe in the morning where they have to tea, they eat the jollof. Why do you people want to politicize everything, bro? He also gave shout outs to the cocoa eaters. Yes, that was the cocoa eaters then. So, but they are doing the W, and you see that tennis, that one said be expensive. Right now, gobe near account, you over to me cannot take gobe no 1, 2, 3 beans, no bear 5. No matter say gare so. Who's a beans in the soon. No beans, no more beans, no good Gary. So we say Gary to eat. I don't know if it be fermentation or whatever. You go finish the beans from the gobe inside. Now feel Gary. That is what is happening in the system. So yes, but I understand where he's coming from. In a country where we import everything, we don't expect our currency to compete with anyone. This is why we are one of the worst performing currencies in the world. We have one of the worst performing currencies. You people import everything. And so it is about time we put out some homegrown solutions to help our economy stabilize. Other than that, beans, any gobena, any inani, bibia, but yes, it is what it is. So this is what former President Mahama said. I do to go doing, we go carry can give you what they are saying. They should keep addressing. Me say if I have to address the nation, yes. In conform me YouTube videos being so. Well, Paul.